Welcome to Out and About. I'm your host, Marjorie Haynes. Today we're going to visit two of Streator's parks. The first one we're going to visit is Hopalong Cassidy River Trail Park, and the second is Spring Lake Park. So come on, grab your coats and let's go take a look. This is Marjorie Haynes, and this is the second episode of Out and About. We had such a great time last time visiting City Park and Marilla Park. We thought we would go ahead and show you a couple more of the city's great parks. And it is such a nice day out today to do it in. A little muddy, but we will make sure that we do a good job at showing you all the great things that are in these parks. Our first park is the Hopalong Cassidy River Trail, where you can hike, fish, and canoe. Come on with me and let's go take a look. We're standing here under this wonderful kiosk that's out here at the very start of Hopalong Cassidy Trail Park. This map shows the whole city of Streator, and it shows a lot of the key places that are in our city. It's a pretty cool map, and it shows things like the inactive and the active rails and the tree covers and the different lines. All the different parks that some that we've seen, like City Park and Marilla, and some that we haven't seen yet, but it's all on this one map. And if you come around to this side, it shows the Illinois roadside flowers. It shows all the major different types of flowers that you might see out here in this kind of park. This type of park is more of a nature setting, which has very little to no conveniences as far as bathrooms and pavilions and play areas of things of that nature. On the other side of this nice pavilion is a nice poster of the Illinois River Road. Hopalong Cassidy Nature Trail is part of the National Scenic Byway. Here we are at the bottom of the park. There is one picnic table, and it was donated in loving memory of Jake Puffy Pearson, a beloved resident of Streator. This park is one of our smaller parks here in Streator. It doesn't have a lot of the amenities that some of the bigger parks do. It does have the garbage cans that we ask if you're going to picnic, please use the garbage cans. Over here is the boat launch. We have a lot of people here that like to canoe, kayak, fish. They have their own boats, and this is where they would launch into the Vermilion River. A lot of people use this particular park to fish. It's just a real quiet place to do that kind of activity. You'll also notice that there are a couple of benches throughout the property where you can just sit with a nice book and relax. It is a very nice, quiet, green space with a beautiful view of the Vermilion River. As you can see today, the ducks are out, so that's always an option. You can always bring some stale bread and feed the ducks. It's just a really nice, quiet place. It is next to St. Mary's Cemetery, which has some really cool grave art, which probably in a different episode we will be visiting some of the city's really great cemeteries, because they do have some really cool grave art, and I'm kind of into that kind of stuff. And but as far as a park, it kind of basic. It does have a little pavilion, a little pagoda that can be utilized. A small one. but this is only one of 8 different parks that Streator has. Now, we're going to take you out to Spring Lake Park, from one of the smallest parks to one of the bigger parks. Spring Lake is only second in size to Marilla. Marilla has over 70 acres. Spring Lake has about a little over 35 acres of parkland. That the difference between the two is that Marilla is a little more groomed. It has a little more as far as amenities. They has a permanent bathroom. They have things like swing sets and things of that nature, where Spring Lake Park is more of a nature setting. So we're going to go out to Spring Lake Park now and take a look. So come on, let's go. Here we are at beautiful Spring Lake Park. One thing you need to remember when you come here is that there is no parking here November 1st through May. So you can't utilize the parking lot at this time. You have to park outside the gates. I imagine it's because they're afraid of high water. You still can come in. It's still open from sun up to sundown, and it's still beautiful. You just can't park here. Spring Lake Park, over 37 acres of natural wildlife basically preserved. Almost in the heart of the city. It's not very far from the city of Streator. A hop and a skip and you're here. It boasts 4 different trails. It boasts a waterfall, which I'm anxious to go see. Lots of wildlife. It does have porta potties. It does have bike racks. It does have picnic tables. So you can bring your lunch out. It does not have grills, so no grilling out here because it is a nature setting. It even has a wooden swing when you get tired. Throughout the properties, there is little quirks everywhere, bird feeders, bird baths, lots of wildlife out here. They have a map of the park at the very front and a place where you can actually pick up a map, which is a good idea if you've never been here. So you kind of know where you're at and where you want to go to. It also lets you know how hard each trail is. So again, you kind of know what you're getting into before you're actually on the trail. Let's go take a look at their community board so we can kind of get a feel for what we're getting into before we actually hit one of the trails. This is the map of the different trails that are here in Spring Lake. It has 37.2 acres. It has 2 creeks, a sandstone formation, waterfall, trails, wildlife. You can enjoy biking, hiking, fishing, bird watching, horseback riding, dog walking, photography. Because it is a natural setting, you do have to be careful of things like poison ivy, wildlife. You just have to have a little bit of sense because it is a natural area. They do ask no motorized vehicles on the trails, please, because that erodes the trails. We want to keep it nice for everybody. There's no hunting on the premises, no firearms, no dumping of trash, no loud music. They do ask if you're going to have a large group of over 25 people that you do clear that with the city clerk's office, because this is a more natural area, and they want that to be for everybody.
And what's this creek right here that's running through it?
It doesn't say. It just says creek. Creek trail. It's just a creek. But have limited funds, and I understand that totally. So we will be nice, and we will take just the one. But it shows you where it's just a miniature version of. You'll see that it has a lot of squirrel feeders, bird feeders, and the like. This is kind of a community board. This has got just a lot of good information. The creek names, there's 2 creeks.
Do not pick flowers or remove flowers. And they say the names of the creeks?
Well, they say that Mass beginning in the 1800s offer different names for the 2 creeks intersecting Spring Lake, and they've chosen to use the names that area old-timers insist were used by locals.
They don't say.
And then they don't say.
It's probably Otter Creek.
And then they have pictures of a 200-year-old cotton tree on Big Tree Trail. They do have
Cottonwood tree.
I said that, cottonwood. They have people that you can get hold of, as in emergency numbers. Your the volunteers here. If you'd like to get hold of those people that you would like to volunteer.
And I'm quite sure they have friends of a park too, of all of the park systems. They got different bird feeders and stuff.
And this park was dedicated in 1963, officially dedicated in 1963 through the efforts of Senator Fred Hodge. The state of Illinois gave the land to the city of Streator to be used as a natural recreation area. So in keeping with that gift, there is very little artificial development used in this park. So they try to keep it as natural as possible. They have trail descriptions here. There are different levels of trails. The Big Tree Trail is flat and fairly easy. There's 12 different ones. Most are about half a mile or less in length. Some are rather rough and a little challenging. So you might want to check those out and make sure you're up to that kind of a challenge. They also have a whole list of birds that you can observe here at the park.
You can't grill out here.
No, there's no grilling out here. It's not that kind of a park. There are picnic tables for you could have a lunch out here. You could bring a picnic, but there's no grilling here.
There's no fishing and there's no picking flowers.
No,
But you could have a get together out here, and you could come out here and play cards and checkers, and
right.
you
But if
could
you're
walk.
going to have a group of more than 25 or more, you need to clear that with the city. You have to have the city approve. You have to call the city clerk's office because it is a natural area.
About a minute.
You'll see scattered throughout the property bird houses, bird feeders, bird baths. They really do try to encourage birds and wildlife. Here, it's a little bit different. What?
That's it.
Okay. We'll start off at West Trail. Each trail is marked at its head with its name. West Trail runs next to Egg Creek, or Creek, as I would say. It is a fairly easy trail, wide, flat, not too strenuous, suitable for easy walking, for horseback riding. Maybe not the most challenging trail here, but if you have little ones, if you want to take them out for a little nature walk, this would be one that you could get a lot of different elements in it. During the spring and summer, you have a lot of wildlife and a lot of natural flowers that bloom here. They do ask that you don't pick the flowers, leave them alone for everybody to enjoy. It's really easy to kind of want to pick them, and you have to say no, or we wouldn't have any flowers at all. We're going to take a little walk down the trail a little bit and show you where this one leads you to. This is a nice little spot. You can see where the Egg Creek kind of bubbles, and you can just really listen to the water trickling down as it flows through this part of the property. So we'll stay here and we'll give it a little listen to. Isn't that soothing? Throughout the park, you'll notice a lot of these nice benches. This one was donated in loving memory of Beverly Quay. A lot of people enjoy this park a lot, and their loved ones that enjoy this park, they will go ahead and put in a bench, a memento of that loved one. That you might see, as in this tree. This tree was donated. It's a honey locust, and it is in loving memory of Billy Quay, and someone has decorated it for Valentine's Day. um, a loving couple, perhaps, who were nature lovers who loved the park. But throughout the 37 acres, you'll see um, benches and um, trees that were donated for the park. Another bench that was donated. This one was made by a group of people: Anthony LeBleu, John Pierce, Ryan Rhodes, Daryl Reisman, Norman Fiona, Gary Steve Lippman, and Ron Eisert. And it was funded by the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009, Incorporation of North Central Illinois Works Youth Council, Business Employment Skills Team Incorporated, Carpenters Local Union 195, and Cement Masons Local Union 11. It was dedicated summer of 2009. So all kinds of people donate and install benches and trees here at this park. We're sitting in the middle of a cathedral of trees. Now this is February. Can you imagine this setting in spring when all the leaves are on the trees? How cool it must be at that time of year. It's beautiful now. I can't imagine those lucky people who live right on the edge of the park. Imagine this being your backyard. I'm jealous. I would love it. It is beautiful out here. You couldn't ask for a better backyard. It is just stunning. With that being said, you have to understand this is a nature park. Be prepared for that, which means there may be poison ivy. You might want to make sure you're wearing long pants, long shirt. You can have a picnic lunch out here. Just make sure that you pick up your trash and you take it out with you, because we want to make sure that the park is nice for everybody. And since it is run by volunteers and it is over 37 acres, that's a big task. So everybody needs to do their part. Hawk. Wish we would have seen that sign first. Hard, 2-egg bag. Yeah, we're not going back down that way. We just came up this way. This is the West Hill Spur. A little bit of a challenge. You might, if it's more challenging what you can deal with, you might want to turn back and go onto another trail. We didn't even attempt a hard trail. We're not ready for that one yet. We're going to continue on the West Hill Spur here at the park. It led us out into this expanse of greenland, meadow-like land that I'm sure that in the spring and summer are full of natural plants. If you look down this way, you can go down that way. I'm not up to that challenge. come on down this way and see what else we can find. This trail branches off into the horseshoe loop. This is a way you can go into another trail. It'll take you deeper into another forest. You can spend literally all day walking the trails here.
Come back that way.
You can spend probably weeks exploring and never see it all. This is just one of the days we'll be out here. When it gets to be spring and summer, we'll come out again and show you the different plants and how the trees are all bloomed out, because it is truly spectacular. Let's continue our walk. This is the other end of the horseshoe loop. This is where you come out of. But the real big payoff at the end of this trail is right over here. Now, if you've got young ones, be aware that you're going to have to keep them from the edge. So look at that view.
Right here in Streator, Illinois.
All here in Streator, Illinois. You just can't get much better view than that. You just can't. Is that not gorgeous? People out here enjoying the park, just sitting and listening, hiking, all right here within city limits. It's beautiful. And there's one of the benches that you can, if you're tuckered out from the climb, you can actually sit. We're going to attempt to come down Overlook Trail. I said attempt. We'll see how it goes. They do say don't get in the water, no wading, no swimming.
Pretty clean water though.
Just because they don't want to be liable.
It's a spring-fed stream. Comes out from some spring somewhere.
But 37 acres. Right here in Streator. See, you don't have to go far.
careful.
Boys and their toys, huh?
Taking a picture?
Yeah, we're taping
Yeah.
for my show Out and About.
Oh,
We'll be playing on MediaCom.
okay. Very good.
Yeah, it's the new show that I'm doing just because a lot of people don't know how great Streator is.
Really? Okay.
And so this one is about City Park and Hopalong Cassidy Park. And then I did one on City Park and Marilla Park.
Oh,
So we're going to be doing going to a lot of different places in Streator just because I think Streator's
It's
great.
always fun to do that, yeah.
We have a lot of great things, and a lot of
Yeah.
people are like, well, there's nothing to do in Streator. Really?
Yeah.
There's nothing to do in Streator.
No, not very much.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Where do you live?
In Streator.
Oh, it's...
We moved from another area. Here's the cook at another angle. This is going back towards the park, where our cars are parked. Go all the way up there. See, this here is a pool that is fed from the creek. Probably in high tide, it'll lapse over to the other creek. And you can see in the distance there is a rope bridge that will lead you into another part of the park. One thing I can't stress enough is whether it's spring or it's winter, proper footwear is essential. Today was a little muddy, and I do have on tennis shoes, and I probably should have had hiking boots on for some of the trails, but still well worth coming out and taking a walk through this beautiful park that's right here in Streator. We're just going to stand here and enjoy this beautiful view. we've looped around, and now we're back at the head of Egg Bag Trail. Throughout the park, you'll find lots of different plaques where trees and benches have been dedicated to loved ones. You never know what is going to be dedicated, and it's kind of nice to be able to read what they are and who it's in memory of. This tree I want to call your attention to. It's a bur oak, and it's in the memory of the deceased members of the Streator High School class of 1960. It's nice that even groups of people can be, something can be planted in their memory. This one was planted October 29th of 2010. And now we're heading back to where we first started, back to parking lot. So we made a complete loop, one loop, around just one of the many trails that are here. Lots more to explore. As we are making our way back to our car, a few things I would like to point out, and it's so hard to leave without showing all the park. So we're going to have to make another episode so we can explore the park a little bit more. This is the South Trail, and off into the distance, and here is that great swing bridge that we haven't crossed yet. Something to do in another episode. You can see we've got another tree that's been dedicated, another trail that leads off that we haven't been on. So another adventure awaits for another good day. Lots to see. Like I said, you could probably come out here dozens and dozens of times and still not see all of the park. Lots of different nooks and crannies in this little park. Well, not little park. It is over 37 acres. So lots of different things to see in this park. It's constantly changing because it changes with the seasons. So what you see today is not what you'll see in the spring. It's not what you'll see in the summer, and not what you'll see in the fall. So a park that will constantly be in change and will constantly have a different look to it every season. Now those are two great parks. Wasn't that great to get out and just be out and about? And they're right here near Streator. Just wonderful. So for any information you'd like, you can always reach us at our Facebook page, Blessing Community Outreach Center, or you can give us an email at blessing75@yahoo.com. Thank you.